A white Chicago school teacher decided that was a good idea. The school teacher's from Whitney Young Magnet High School. An additional factor in this teacher being pulled was that he also got into a heated argument with a black colleague over this display in front of students. As the teachers union representing both these men noted in a recent post, the district reportedly serves a student population that is 90% black and brown. The teacher's name is Carl Pasowich. That's the best picture we could find, all right? That is Mr. Pasowich. According to student accounts listed in the change.org petition for his removal, Carl explicitly said in class if he was a cop, he would commit police brutality. He once singled out an Asian student in class to translate a video of a baby speaking Chinese. He made transphobic remarks, made a mockery of the Black Lives Matter movement, and was known to make racially charged comments towards students of color in his class. Well, a spokesman later said the longtime teacher had been suspended for the duration of the investigation. Let's put up a picture of the principal, Dr. Joyce Kenner. Now, usually a principal does not have the power to actually fire a teacher. I know that sounds ridiculous, but it's true for most K through 12 education. They can recommend to the superintendent for them to be fired, and typically those recommendations are listened to and they have significant influence. She stated that Pasowich found the doll unattended. I want you to hear this now. She said, Pasowich found the doll unattended in the classroom and hung it so the owner could retrieve it. Let's put up a picture of the doll again. Okay. Now, madam, in all due respect, Dr. Kenner, somebody's university gave you a PhD, ma'am. And if you believe that ridiculous story, especially given the context behind this educator, you do not deserve that position. Now, I don't really believe you believe the story. I think you want us to believe the story, and that is it. Students had rallied behind the black teacher, the one that got into the argument with the white teacher. After class, he had reportedly not been present for some of his classes following the verbal altercation. So it looks like either he left or was told to leave, the black teacher, okay? According to the Chicago Sun-Times, the incident in question happened Monday when a black history teacher saw the doll. A black football player hanging by his neck from a cord at the front of Pasowich's classroom. A profanity-laced confrontation ensued in front of students and was caught on video, which quickly spread among the student body. In the video that was filmed by a student, neither teacher can be seen. Stupid, one teacher says. You're effing stupid, the other teacher replies. And you're even more stupid than something else is said that's inaudible. The other teacher responds, shut up, in a comment apparently directed at students. He asks, he's wrong, you're wrong, the other teacher yells back. I'm not going to stand up in here with you. You're making me feel uncomfortable. The video ends as the student filming walks away from the altercation, okay? The principal, Dr. Joyce Kenner, said Chicago Public Schools officials have taken over the investigation of the incident and removed the history teacher from the school as the latest scandal of the district's selective enrollment high school plays out. Kenner declined further comment Wednesday. In an email to the school community earlier in the afternoon, the principal said administrators and CPS office are working together to not only investigate and respond, but to elevate student voices in the process. Students later packed the school theater for a listening session in which students could ask questions of district officials and express concerns. Now, once again, I gotta paint the proper context here, because according to the narrative and other students, this particular school teacher has been problematic for a very long time. Anti-Black Lives Matter, singling out students of color, talking about being a cop. If he was a cop, he would be brutal or engage in police brutality. These things were known inside of the culture of that educational system, but nothing was done. Once again, systemic racism, systemic bias, the authority at play here. And you don't think that school teacher engaging black students in that particular way encourages, supports, and becomes a catalyst for the school to prison pipeline? These are the things we're talking about. Ben, thoughts?
Yeah, I mean, there's a few directions here. I mean, first and foremost, yeah, how is this teacher even still a teacher if there's all these reports of them saying, doing all these racist things beforehand leading up to this? Second, the story that's meant to explain this is on its face ridiculous. And third, this is where we got to touch on something that has existed for a long time in American history regarding labor unions. Now, to be clear, I don't know anything about the inner workings of the teachers union in Chicago. I don't know anything about it, but I do know the history of labor unions in the United States, where they all kind of at some point had to make a choice, right? Were they going to support the black workers that were part of that union, or were they going to rally behind racist union members? And that is a very critical choice. And so, while I don't know the inner workings, I would say that if this union was doing its job properly, in my opinion, they would be asking this teacher to quit his job. Because ultimately, having a racist teacher in a school environment, which should be safe for children, it should be safe for children. Yep. Having a racist teacher makes learning much more difficult, to say the least.
Yep, it does. It impacts the social learning ability of a student.